Good morning. Started raining. It's dark. We're gonna park the cedar, go to bed, and see what the morning brings. Get 8 hours of sleep in game. A lot more sleep than I got real world. Only got 6 hours, so that sucked. Just made no bakes yesterday, and I enjoyed them. It's probably not a good idea having those before bed, but I enjoyed them. What's going on? Controller interference. That's a problem I find with the wireless controller, is I get interference every now and then. Sleep. "4:30 in the morning. The rain has stopped. We got weeds in this field. Okay, we'll have to take care of the weeds first. We got nothing up in this field. Grass can be all cut. Okay, I guess if the grass can be cut, I'll take the Massey Ferguson. And it's going to be dark for about an hour and a half. Hey, Nathaniel. What's that? What does the morning bring? What? Oh, Farmer Joe. Hey, Iron Thunder. I need the weeder. Oh, my alarm's telling me to wake up. Unfortunately, I've been awake for 2 hours. I'm tired, but I couldn't go back to bed. Or to sleep, I mean. Usually once I'm awake in the morning, that's it. Made it home, though. I broke one truck on Wednesday, and then I broke another truck yesterday, and I still made it home, so that makes me happy. Took an SUV home. Oh. Oh. How am I gonna weed that? Forget that. Forget that. I'm not into weeding that. No crop circles in that field. Let's snooze a bit. What's that? I think your map's just messed up. Sure there is. Lots to do. I'm gonna start cutting grass. And there we go. And there's a whole field to cultivate too. So we have to cultivate all of this field up here. and seed it with corn or sunflower. But it was a cardboard box already from last time. You can't replace a, or maybe you can replace a cardboard box with a lower quality cardboard box. Farmer Joe just wants some more cows, but she can't have them yet. We're at 47%. I'm along the edge of the field, right? I'm having a hard time telling where I am. It's still too dark. You nuke my tractor repair shop. It's still there. I see it. I don't believe you. These aliens are getting very violent. I'm not a fan of the violent aliens. Well, Iron Thunder, we cut down some trees. Probably 10 big trees, and it made significant money. So there's some good money in forestry. Cut down a couple of them that were kind of annoying in the way. Made the fields a bit bigger, a little less curvy on the edges. So a win-win, win-win-win-win. So they were in a forest, yes. They were on the edge of a forest. So I'll actually show you. So you can see here, this where it's seated. We got rid of a couple trees right here. Now it's going to be nice and straight instead of a curve there. And then over here, you can see got rid of that little curve here. It'll be nice and straight right to the edge of the field. So that field will have a much nicer straight line at the end of the field. And then this field has gotten a little bit wider on this end over here and has a much nicer curve to it over here. Oh, the weeds have grown. I can use herbicide on this. This will be better. This will be better. I can see here what I've killed. So this is nice and smooth arc all the way around now. It still turns, but it's a nice smooth arc. And then up here, looking at the map, this is just a small little line of trees. Like, it's not really a forest. It's just a small little sliver of trees. Like, if we buy 16, we want to get rid of all these trees. Like this right here, just tiny little sliver of trees. Get rid of all those trees. So we got rid of the corner that we own over here. So this field is squared up too for now. So I think that'll make it nicer fields to work on. We still have forest over here, but the edges of the fields aren't all over the place. I am going to stop cutting and grab the herbicide. Well, maybe wait a little more daylight. We're going to wait till there's a little more daylight. I need that tractor for the herbicide? Okay. I'll try it with this tractor. This tractor technically has 80 horsepower, but seemed not to work very good. So we're going to buy milk. No, we're going to sell milk and sell lumber. Yep. We're not going to sell a lot of lumber. We just sold the trees that were kind of in the way. It looks cool. Yeah, when you go around the fields and stuff, it looks really cool. I want to limit how many trees we cut because it adds a lot of visually it makes the game cooler looking, but how much we get for each tree? I don't know. We had to cut it into many small little pieces, but some of the trees probably gave us like, the little ones probably gave us like $70. The bigger ones gave us probably close to $1,000. Sold wood. So we sold $10,000 worth of trees. So yeah, probably about $1,000 each for the big ones. Leave the trees on the hill there, that small sliver. I know we're going to leave a lot of these other forests over here though. Let's look at a map here. Because this forest here, we're definitely leaving that one in. And there's that sliver there. This is a bigger solid one. That's a big solid one. Huge one over here. I don't know if we'll even bother buying this until later because it's so much forest. That's a big solid one. I'm not sure what these little ones, like, do we keep those little ones in? Like here's a little sliver, but you can see it's on top of a hill. So you probably keep those that are on a steeper hill. Same with some of these are on a fairly steep hill. So this hill is not steep, so all of these, you can see the hills have shadows on them. So these might all stay. I don't know. I think we'll let the farm grow organically, naturally. Yeah, it's actually a bigger sliver than I thought it was, because we took that little corner out. Yeah, it's fairly, but we'll let the farm grow naturally, organically. Place the stuff not necessarily in the best places but the best place at the time. So yeah, we'll definitely clear cut the small patches and have the extra income. You're playing Grand Theft Auto. That's my guess. I actually guessed right. That's awesome. I stole your thunder by guessing right. No, Alien Nathaniel told me. Tractor needs a side light so I can see the cutter. You like my bale stacking job I did over here? Just toss them on a pile. Forget stacking. Should be getting daylight here pretty quick. As soon as it's bright enough, I'll grab the herbicide tank and see if I can do it with this tractor. So probably about 15 minutes it should be brighter. There's no such thing as stacking in the old days? Sure there was. People stacked the bales nicely back in the day. My grandpa's farm had nice stacked bales. All stacked by hand, but actually, to be honest, I don't think there's a lot of baling going on there. I think it was mostly just cut the straw and throw it in the hayloft. There was no baling way back then, in the early days. So I guess you're right, Iron Thunder. soothing hearing the cutter clicking away. Kind of relaxing. You fall asleep. Yeah, I had an exciting weekend, or exciting week. Check out my Facebook, Instagram photos. Does not tell the whole story. On Thursday evening, Thursday evening, going to Vancouver, as I was going through Hope, climbed the first little hill, I feel this herky-jerky thing going on, and I'm like, you know what, that feels like I'm slipping on black ice. There is no black ice, the roads are dry. It was Thursday evening. Thursday evening, Jess is trying to argue with me, but I know my facts. Thursday evening I started feeling a herky-jerky slipping thing. My clutch was slipping. So, I babied it all the way to our delivery spot, delivered the load on Wednesday morning. Oh, Thursday. Oh, Tuesday. Huh? So she's wrong and I'm wrong.
No, I'm right. You came Wednesday. That's what it is.
Tuesday morning. Let's restart. Tuesday evening. Oh, man. See, dyslexic me. I mixed up Tuesday and Thursday. Fine. I'm sorry. I take back my I'm right and you're wrong. I know my facts. I know my facts, I just don't know my words. Tuesday. Clutch started slipping. Wednesday morning I made my delivery. And then the boss wanted me to pick up 4 loads. 2 deliveries, 4 pickups. I'm like, is this a good idea? Loading up this truck with a slipping clutch? Shouldn't we see a shop first? And they're like, yeah, we might bite ourselves, but get the load and we'll get you into a shop. It's like, okay. I delivered in Delta. My first pickup is in Quesnel. It's like, okay, let's drive to Quesnel, half an hour down the road. Not Quesnel. Oh my goodness. No, my first pickup was Coquitlam. First pickup is Coquitlam, half an hour down the road from Delta. Second pickup is in Delta. I'm like, okay, I'll go to Coquitlam, pick up the first load, and come back and do Delta. I understand that weight-wise and stuff like that, it makes more sense. But I was a little flustered already with the slipping clutch and really didn't think it through. I should have stopped at Delta first and just loaded it. Asked how big the load sizes were and then just loaded it accordingly. But either way, head to Coquitlam, load there, tarp that load, and then I get a message, never mind about the Delta load, we're giving it to a different driver, head to your second pickup in Surrey. Okay, sounds good, makes sense. Head to Surrey, pick up the second pickup. And then they're like, okay, head to Langley, get in the shop over there. Okay. Get in the shop, sit there for a long time. And they come up with a diagnosis that the truck's going to be a few days to be fixed. So I let dispatch know, and they're like, we'll get you a rental, switch everything over. I'm like, you still want me to pick up the third load because it's already 3 o'clock? How late do they load in Abbotsford? It's my third pickup now. It's like, yep, still head there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to hurry up and make that, but there's no fridge in this thing, so I'm running to Walmart to buy a cooler, which Sutco paid for because they're awesome that way. He told me to get the biggest, fanciest cooler I could find. I did not. I bought like a $30 cooler. I don't want the biggest, fanciest cooler out there. Let's just get a medium size that suits me. Just because I can get it for free because Sutco's paying for it doesn't mean I'm going to go buy the biggest, fanciest one I can find. I'm not that type of person. So I went and got myself a cooler. It worked for me. And while I was at Walmart, I got asked how much of my stuff, or how long till I get all my stuff switched over. I'm like, haven't started. Just went to Walmart, got the cooler, and headed back now, so it's going to be another hour. Okay, disregard third pickup. After you've switched everything over, just head out and make the delivery for Thursday morning. That worked out. Thursday morning I made a delivery in Trail. Picked up a load in Thrums. Delivered it, or came home for the night, Thursday night, because I'm delivering in OK Falls. Yesterday morning I delivered in OK Falls. Picked up a load to deliver in Trail. No issues there. Get to the Rossland Hill, and my truck, the rental truck, the backup truck, going down the Rossland Hill, steep downgrade. The truck stops shifting gears, pops out of gears, engine brakes don't work when you're not in gear. I'm going down a steep hill with no engine brakes. Luckily my load is a really light load, and I can use the brakes to slow me down. If I had a full load, I would have used the runway lane. I would have burnt out those brakes. It would have been a much more exciting day if I would have had a heavy load. Very bad timing for where the transmission failed shifting. It's like, okay, pulled over, let dispatch know. Okay, so we'll send you an email how to reset the transmission. Okay, got the first email. Could I get the email that shows you how to reset the transmission instead of the email that tells you how to deal with the warranty of a transmission? Okay, send you a second one. Okay, yeah, this one's got the instructions. I'm like, oh, the instructions are for a gear shifter that's on the center console and not for the one on the steering wheel, but I'll go through the same instructions. The gear shifter on the steering column doesn't let me do the instructions. The programming in the truck does not allow me to follow these instructions, so I send a picture of the shifter I have. I'm like, I need instructions for this shifter. Our maintenance guy just goes, What kind of bleeping truck did they give you? It's like, okay, in that case, turn everything off, wait 10 to 15 minutes, the transmission will reset. Okay, grab the key, jumped out of the truck, no temptation to touch anything in the truck, and I left the truck for 20 minutes. Jump back in, and I'm parked on the side of a road. I'm blocking people's driveways. It's not a good place to be parked, but I'm safely off the road, just right on the edge of the road. Okay, it says it's reset. Put it in gear. Yep, it goes in gear. Cool, going down the mountain, and it fails. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Turn the engine off, turn it back on. Seems to be okay. Okay. Put it in gear, hammer down. It gets up, because I'm going down a hill, it's up shifting quickly. I'm like, yes. Okay, we get all the way 16th gear and failure. But now it's stuck in 16th gear. I'm like, oh, okay, I can keep driving. 16th gear. Okay, going through town. But as soon as I come to a red light, it starts downshifting, and it will not upshift again. Okay, turn the engine off. At a red light, as it turns green, engine off, turn it back on, people start honking at me. I'm like, I know it's green. I'm trying. Put it in gear, now I'm on flat land, and hammer down. I get all the way to 9th gear, and engine fault code comes on. Okay, stuck in 9th gear. Four-way flashers on, going down the road, 35 kilometers an hour. Came to the next red light, same thing. Got up to 10th gear this time. I'm only 4 kilometers from my delivery. I'm like, okay, I'll just play around like this and get it to the delivery spot. I'm going to make this delivery. Like, at the delivery place, the truck's going to be shut down for half an hour. Maybe something will reset. We'll see what happens. Reset. Seems everything is good. Start driving down the road. Everything is good. Call my dispatch and go, hey, I think we figured it out. I'm going to head to the Thrums to get loaded. Fingers crossed. Cool. Hang up and engine fault or transmission fault. I'm like, no. I'm at a higher speed road and just put my four-way flashers on. I know there's a flat area where people park their trucks. Park the truck in there, called dispatch, called maintenance. I'm like, okay, we're going to figure out what to do. Dispatch goes, just leave the truck there. The rental company can figure out how to get their own truck back. So like, okay. Basically, they're fed up with this truck as well. So I detached the trailers, and then I made the mistake of backing up beside the trailers, ready for set it up so that they can tow it away or whatever. I couldn't get out of reverse. Took me 10 minutes to get the truck back out of reverse. Turn the engine off, turn it back on. Nope, still in reverse. I hear the beep, beep, beep. I'm like, okay, let's back up a little bit further and try it again. Nope, it's stuck in reverse. So I kept playing with it. It's like, okay, it's out of reverse. Okay, pull it forward to where I need it. Okay, park it there. I'm not touching it. I'm just going to wait here for the tow truck. And I'm waiting for the tow truck. It's like, waiting for the tow truck. Tow truck's going to bring it to Castlegar. They're going to plug in the computer. Hopefully they fix it, reset the transmission, and I can go get that load. Go get back, get my trailers. Waiting for the tow truck. Dispatch goes, okay, it's going to be too late to go get that load. When you get a tow truck and they get it into the shop, just go back, get your trailers, go home empty. We'll get you home for the weekend. I'm like, okay, sounds good. He goes, oh, by the way, your truck in Langley is repaired, so at least once we figure out how to get you back there, you can get your other truck back. Sweet. Waiting for the tow truck. Call from dispatch. So the tow truck company has let me know that their tow trucks are stuck on top of a mountain dealing with an accident, and it's going to take longer than they expected, so you're not going to get a tow anytime soon. Okay, so this means the truck's not going to get in the shop in time for me to get home for the weekend. Like, glad I grabbed that laptop. On Thursday I thought of leaving the laptop at home, but glad I grabbed the laptop. I'll at least get to play my farming sim on my laptop on the weekend. Dispatch just goes, we're still working on plans of getting you home. I'm not sure if we'll get you a day cab or something else, but we're going to still get you home. It's like, cool. So waiting for the tow truck. Eventually one of our foremans showed up for the logging division and gave me a ride back to Summit, our home office in Salmo. And they gave me the little Ford Escape, the Summit Ford Escape little truck that they used to do little errands around town and stuff. So I have a company little SUV. I'm like, okay, I did a little pre-trip on it. Oil was good, auto washer fluid, and filled up the washer fluid, and I just go to the head maintenance guy. What's wrong with the truck? Because he just goes, you're going all the way to Penticton in this? He goes, is it going to make it? I'm like, what's wrong with it? He goes, nothing's wrong with it. I'm like, okay. Nothing, it's like it doesn't overheat or anything? No, it'll be fine. Never can tell when you guys are joking or not. Jump in the truck, start driving home. And right away here, I hear this growling noise. It's like, huh. Okay, so the growling noise goes away when I make a right-hand turn. So when you make a right-hand turn in a vehicle, it takes the weight off of the right front corner of the vehicle. As soon as I go straight or make a left-hand turn, there's some serious growling in here. Almost like a wheel bearing is going on this thing. Cool. I'm almost done cutting this. I'll finish cutting this. Spray the weeds. It's like, I think the wheel bearing's going on this thing. I texted him when I got home and go, so when you said there's nothing wrong with this thing, oh, there was another thing. So when you said there was nothing wrong with this thing, you meant it needs a new wheel bearing on the passenger front, and the disc rotor, the brake rotors are so warped that when I hit the brakes, it sounds like I'm landing a helicopter. That's what you meant when there was nothing wrong with it? He just goes, you made it home? I'm like, yep. He goes, it's fine. It's just like, oh, it's like, yeah, awesome. The thing drank almost a full tank of fuel, too, in a 3.5-hour drive. I'm like, holy smokes, this thing drinks a lot of fuel. So I'm at home now. I don't know what I'm doing. Are they going to be able to fix the rental? And am I taking the SUV back to Summit and taking the rental back to Langley with my trailers? Or is there going to be a different plan? What if they can't fix the rental? I have to get the SUV back to Summit somehow. I might get a different backup truck. I don't know. But yeah, Iron Thunder, definitely one heck of a week. One heck of a week. And next week is going to be a little complicated too. If they don't fix the rental, I could see myself getting a different truck and like even a day cab, grabbing my trailers, get a load, deliver the load in Vancouver, and then dropping the day cab in Langley, and then grabbing my truck. And then another driver, once the truck would be fixed here in Castlegar, another driver, like a chip driver or something like that, would have to grab that truck, do a chip run to Vancouver, drop the truck off at the rental place, and then switch over to the day cab that I drove down that way. Just theories in my head. So yeah, it was a week. It was a week. But that's okay. You know what? Stuff like that happens. You just gotta stay calm and work through it. Sounds like every truck they threw at me was angry at me and had issues. Yeah. Yep. So right now in the SUV, that is my backup to my backup rental truck, which is the backup to my temporary truck that I'm running till they get me a new truck. So backup to the backup to the backup to the temporary truck till I get the new truck. So I feel like I'm getting further and further away from the new truck. And no word on exactly when I'm getting a new truck. It's all in the talks, in the works. It's all about budgets and stuff like that. The truck gods were angry at me. I know Friday, when I showed up at Salmo, one of the ladies in the office goes, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I'm awesome. I'm always good. I'm doing great." Doesn't mean my truck's doing great, but I'm doing great. That is a heck of a good span there. Yeah, this tractor has no problem hauling the herbicide. Or did you want this tractor? Yeah. Oh, well, that's okay. Planting sunflower again. Hey, Skywalker. You just missed a really good story. Spacewalker. You can always just go back 10 minutes and re-listen to the story. Yeah, it was definitely a crazy week. It was entertaining. I was okay with it. I was handling it pretty good. If I have other stresses on me, that kind of week could break you, but I handled it pretty decent. So I was doing good. I know dispatch kept calling and saying sorry, and it's like, well, it's not your fault. And having that rental truck was bottom of the barrel, lowest model. That's a problem with rental trucks. They usually have base models, and the kind of rentals usually start those kind of garbage trucks before they're leaving the factory line. What's that? Yeah, the rental truck had nothing to do with Sutco trucks. Not a Sutco maintained truck. It it broke down. It has got nothing to do with. Yeah, our trucks usually have pretty good maintenance records. It's the pack car engines are failing us right now. We had 8 of the pack car trucks in the shop this week, so hopefully I've pushed for the point that I don't want a pack car truck in my as my next truck. You know what? There's no way I can even repair that for running it that short time. We'll just park it here. I prefer the Cummins, a lot less failures. Imagine stuff like that in American Truck Simulator. Yes, same within Farming Sim here. Have mechanical breakdowns. It'd be awesome to have that. Okay, what am I doing now? You can say stick to the International, but I don't have that truck anymore. Yeah, yeah. Let's take a look. Am I tethering or not tethering? I am tethering. The price is quite a bit better for hay than for grass. Usually it is, but not always. Hey, Lucky. Lucky, I'll tell you the same thing. You just missed the story. Go back. I don't know how long the story is. What am I doing? Go back 10-15 minutes and listen to my week. It was an entertaining week. Basically, I'm in a backup SUV to the backup rental truck to my temporary truck while I'm waiting for my new truck. You're literally laughing your behind off there, Renz. Means that your comment won't show up because the cuss word, but it was definitely entertaining. I know I was laughing as well. It's one of those things. And especially it's like the SUV, and it's like, is this not gonna end? But that kind of stuff's gonna happen, right? It's like, it's nobody's fault. It's gonna happen. How am I gonna deliver the? Just back the SUV up to the trailers and hook on, man. No problem. It should take the weight off of the front wheel bearing, and should help out the SUV. Should be okay that way. Yes, yes, if you can, yes. And you make money off of it then, and we get to enjoy the beautiful mods that you've made. I understand if you can't, but yes, we would love more mods. That's a good idea. Attach a dolly to the back of the SUV and then drag the trailers that way. No problem. Yeah, I think the SUV could do it. You think it burns fuel now? Man, when I had the SUV by my trailers, I should have backed it up to the trailers and taken a picture. I regret that decision now. That would have been good. Would have been a good picture to put online, having it backed up to my trailers. Yeah, dispatch was absolutely awesome. They still got me home, right? So I'm here. I'm playing games at home. I didn't want to be playing games here at home right now. I wanted to be out kayaking, but the weather's getting better, so we may. The weather is very hit and miss right now. If it gets really nice after lunch, we might just go do a short kayak, but we'll have to keep an eye on the weather. Weather is not not in favor of us going kayaking right now. So we're playing here instead. Okay, use a dog trailer. I don't know what you mean by a dog trailer, but I think maybe when I say a dolly, you mean the same thing. Here, hang on. I'll show you what you might be talking about. See if it's the same thing. Is that a dog trailer? You can have 2 or 3 axles on those. Okay. Yeah, we call those dollies. Depending on what we also have Jeeps. Um, let's put Matt over here. How do I? Trailer, Jeep. Trailer, Jeep, dolly. Yeah, these are. It's basically, it adds an extra axle. Yep. So you go hook that onto your 5th wheel, and there's another 5th wheel on top of it. They got different Jeeps over here. We use Jeeps as well, so that adds extra axles. So your trailer attaches onto this 5th wheel, and all your trailer weight goes onto these axles. Not all, but you can decide more where your weight is going. So for heavy loads, you put a Jeep in between the truck and the trailer. The lumber industry uses that a lot to transport heavy equipment. How would you do the airlines though? I guess we'll have to put a air compressor on the dolly. We'll have to have a put an engine on the dolly just with an air compressor on it. Yeah, that I think we'll have to do that. Or forget the airlines, just cage all the brakes. Cage all the brakes. No airlines, no brakes, and just go that way. The SUV would have no problem stopping the. Come on, I'm getting controller interference. I'm not telling the tractor to go where it's going. I just want to back up straight. Whoop. Whoop. I'm getting a lot of tractor interference here, or controller interference. We'll just wait a little bit. Used to run in the bush with your trailers, heavy excavators, yep. Tonight you'll be doing a lot of work on the Lexon if you consider going to Mod Hub, yep. But make sure if you're going on Mod Hub, anything that you've borrowed from other modders and stuff, make sure you credit every single last thing. If you miss crediting one thing, they'll knock it out of Mod Hub. No, caging brakes would not be legal at all. So the only time you would cage brakes, I can only think of 2 times you would use cage brakes. You want to cage your brakes if the brakes, if all of a sudden somebody has to move the trailers and you don't have an air compressor around, you need to tow it out of the ditch, cage the brakes type of thing. Or trailer was in an accident and all the air lines are busted, cage the brakes just for the tow truck to move the trailer out of the way. The only other time you're going to be caging brakes is ice road truckers cage brakes. When you go up north and you pick up a trailer, the chances of those brake lines being frozen up on 1 or 2 of those tires is pretty high. So you'll probably cage a brake or 2 to get it out of the ice roads and get it back down to a warm shop, and then thaw everything out, fix it, and then uncage them. So not legal, but it is a regular practice. Ice road truckers will cage brakes all the time. It doesn't show up on the videos when you watch ice road truckers because it's not legal, but it is a common practice. And honestly, DOT looks the other way because the environment is so harsh. When you're in minus 60 weather, you're not going to be fixing that. Just cage it and get it out of there till you're in warmer weather and then fix it. How fast the motor would blow? It wouldn't pull the trailers. It wouldn't even get started. There's no way it could move those trailers. No way, even empty. That's happened to one of your objects before. Mod Hub denies the entry because of one tiny little mistake you made. Yeah. You forgot to credit one of the modders in one of your objects. Yeah, that's a pain. And yet we find ones with mistakes in them, but I guess we're not perfect. The people reviewing the mods make mistakes too. That's why there are so many more mods not on Mod Hub than on Mod Hub. That's why all these old tractors here are all not on Mod Hub, because a lot of them have errors and mistakes in them. You might make a truck. What kind of truck? My desktop background. What my desktop background? What is my desktop background? Let's go take a look. That? Just a photo I took. we were watching the Northern Lights that night. Still pretty bright when I took this photo. Um, but it's just a photo I took. I enjoy amateur photography. I don't do it as much as I used to. What was this taken with? A Nikon. Oh, it's right over here. Let me reach for the camera. Oh, it's got this big zoom lens on it. Well, not big. It's got the small zoom lens on it. It's the only zoom lens. It's a Nikon 5000, and it currently has a Nikkor 70 to 300 millimeter zoom lens on it. Yeah, I did a long exposure overnight. We were looking for Northern Lights. Not just Okanagan Lake. There's a tree over here. I think the tree adds to it. And then you can see how long the exposure was open by how far the stars moved. Yeah, that's how we met. Photography site. Both of us, Jess and I, were both into photography, and that's how we first got to learn of each other. My favorite photo I've ever taken is easy for me to say which photo I've taken favorite photo. I don't know if I could easily find it though. Spot a lake. Spotted a lake. It's one of my favorite photos I've ever taken. I was there at the right day, right time, and used just the right exposure settings. Just one of those photos I love. I guess I could go to DeviantArt. Oh, you're gonna send it to me in Steam? Oh, send me that Northern Light one too. Okay, I'll go to DeviantArt. I have not been on that site for a long time. Okay, let's go. DeviantArt. Search just my name, or maybe Nauj. Fastest way to get. Oh yeah, I got some other cool photos. My favorite photo, yeah, that's one I really like. Where's my favorite photos? How do I down? Okay, there we go. So this was taken the same night. These photos here, and there's the photo I'm talking about. I've found what I really wanted to show. So that is Waterton Park, Waterton National Park. One of my photos that's a HDR photo, which means I took 3 different photos at different exposures and merged them together. I used that as a background, and then this is the Northern Lights, taken the same day as the background that I have. I see either Jess or me was standing in the way on purpose. And as you can see, I'm transparent, so I only stood in the way for a short time. So yeah, we had some good Northern Lights that night. And then that's my favorite photo I've ever taken, is Spotted Lake with all the spots in there. It's illegal to go where I was over here now, so yeah, that's the photos I'm into a little bit of photography. I haven't gone into DeviantArt forever. I don't post my photos online anymore. Probably should and get back into it because it's fun. And and you'll find Jess's photography in there as well. How will Neither of us have been online forever. Oop, I've lost it. Let's just search again. There we go. Hey, look. Tin Man 20 Tinster seems to have Jess's name on it. There's photos Jess has taken. Nice black and white. Yep. She's pretty good at the photography thing. Now that was a bear. Holy smokes, was that a bear? I've never seen a bear the size of like an SUV before, but that was the size of bear of a SUV. Just a big cow grazing grass, but holy smokes, I've never seen a bear that big before. We stopped and took pictures. That was in Belize. Spider monkeys. So, yeah, we were both into photography. That's how we met. Oh, let's see. I missed a bunch of comments here. Iron Thunder wants to send me a messenger picture, but messenger won't open for him yet. I should get a face cam. I had a camera. I had it facing my face, or I had it facing outside, so you guys could see my mountains and my weather. We found that it created a lot more lag. My computer couldn't handle it, so that's why I don't run the camera anymore. Spacewalker used to do a lot of paranormal photos. And had people steal. Yeah, people have stolen a lot of my photos. A lot of my stuff. So if you notice, the pictures that I was showing you were just really small on DeviantArt. Really small, low resolution. Because people stole my art. So I kept them low quality online. And watermarked the heck out of them. That is why the photos on, if you go to DeviantArt and search my name and Jess's, or you saw the names there, you saw that there are small images, low quality, because people were stealing my art. And it's like, okay, you guys can steal it, but it'll be low quality. If you guys want the real thing, the real high quality stuff, you'll have to pay me for it. And I do sell a lot of those photos on DeviantArt. I have no idea if there's any money in there, if I've sold any, but they are for sale. I'll have to check my. It's I just call it now as a Dragonfly Prince or something like that. Hmm? Yeah, our house, our apartment, we have a bunch of photos hanging on walls and stuff. We refuse to put up photos of purchase photos. We we have stuff on the walls that we have made ourselves, or we have had friends made for us, or we have commissioned to be made for us. Everything on our walls is personalized. Yeah, people steal everything. That's just nature of people. Steal everything. I don't mind people that can't afford to take something low quality. I don't mind if people take my photo and put it up in their place. I do mind if somebody steals my stuff and then makes money off of it. That's my line in the sand. If you steal my stuff and make money off of it, you are downright dirty. I have no respect for you. If you steal stuff and use it for yourself, I have no problem with that. Go. There are so many people that cannot afford quality stuff. You go ahead and nab my stuff and use it for your personal use all you want. I have no issues with that at all. If you're rich and you're stealing stuff, go fly a kite. That's not cool. If you're stealing stuff and make money off of it, go fly a kite. Not cool at all. But if you can't afford, go ahead. Take the stuff. It'll be low quality stuff, but take the stuff. I don't mind. Yeah, lucky. That is why I have low quality, because companies usually only want to steal the high quality stuff. Low quality stuff. And I've had people steal my stuff and kept my watermarks in it. I'm like, okay, sure. Anybody serious knows that, hey, that stuff is stolen, and oh, the watermark. Let's go look up that name and find the actual artist. Yeah, good point, Lucky. Some people, they will steal stuff and think, ah, it's generic. Nobody will know that's something stolen. But if your example is you get pictures of your restored cars, you know the cars that you've restored. Those cars are not like everybody else's cars. You have got some unique little defects or some unique little things you did to your car that are different than all the rest out there. It is obvious to you that that is your car when you see it on a tin can and go, hey, that is my car. It has that unique part on it right there. Those thieves are making money off of my stuff. Yeah, it happens. Welcome to this world. It is frustrating. But you know what? It's not gonna ruin my day. Let them do their thing. It's on them. It's not on me. Let their conscience be bothered by it. Let them lose sleep over it. Karma gets everybody. Karma gets everybody. Eventually. Missed a little bit there. Ah, you're windrowing. Okay. Cool. I don't know if there's much. Yeah, it's still handy windrowing, but how many rows are you windrowing? Yep. So if you look at that windrower, it takes one row and flops it onto the second row. So you're basically now you're going around the field. Okay, let's say I've done what I've done here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on the 5th row right here. So you're going to windrow the first row onto the second row, the third row onto the 4th row. So let's just count the first 4 rows. So you windrow those, and now you have to pick it up with a loading wagon. So you are literally driving around the field exactly the same amount of times if you windrowed it or not. So that's the windrower makes it kind of nicer to pick up, but it doesn't have all that much advantage having such a small windrower. What's that? Why would I want you to stop? I'm just saying that we're not gaining or losing anything out of windrowing with the small windrower. So if you feel like windrowing, go windrowing. If you feel like collecting the straw instead, start collecting the straw. It doesn't make a difference on how much fuel we're going to use. So if your messenger is not working, reset the computer. Come on. Come on, tractor. It's a bit of a funky little ridge there and it's struggling. Delete it and reinstall it. So uninstall and reinstall. Yeah, it might work too. I'm not going to give Iron Thunder advice though. Pretty much knows his computer's inside out. It's like somebody telling me how to drive. It's like, go away, I know how to drive. I don't like backseat drivers. Uh, I don't mind. I don't mind people sharing their knowledge, their input. I don't mind people saying, I do it this way. I have a problem with people telling me to do it their way. I've learned a lot from people telling me how they do it. It's like, oh, that is a really good idea. I like the way you strap down that load. That was a really good tip. If you do it that way, I think I'll do it that way from now on. And it bugs me when people go, no, 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 you can't do it that way. You got to do it this way. I'm like, I like my way better. Yeah, if your way is the only right way of doing it, I don't have a lot of interest in your input. But if you go, hey, this is the way I've been doing it and it works really good for me, that's, I don't mind input. So, depends on, I guess, what your definition of a backseat driver is. But if you're giving me advice, bring it on. I give a lot of advice. Ask Jess when she's driving. I'm always giving advice. Sometimes I give a little too much advice, and it gets turned into I'm a backseat driver, right? So I too sometimes go, hey, I would do that. It's like, just because I would do that doesn't mean I want you to do that. Sharing knowledge is good, but forcing your knowledge on someone else is not good. And that goes for anything. Work, play, school, every subject. Politics, religion. Feel free to share your thoughts on it, but don't think I have to feel the same way about it. Because I feel we can live in the same world, be friends, disagree fundamentally on stuff, and continue being friends. Tarping loads. You've learned how to tarp your loads from your grandfather and dad. Yeah, I learned how to tarp from friends that go, hey, this is the way I do the tarp. And I've done the other thing. I'm like, I've watched a different truck driver really struggle rolling up this tarp in the winter. I'm like, okay, I just watched you roll up that tarp. I'm gonna come and help you. Okay, I'll check in a little bit. I'm gonna help you with the next tarp. You got 4 tarps here. So, or I first go, hey, can I help you with this? I roll these up a little differently. You want to see how I do it? And they're like, yeah, because this is miserable and hard. I'm like, this is how I do it. And then on the next 2 tarps, we can do it back your way if you like your way better. It's like, cool. Okay, did it my way, and he just goes, oh, that's a lot easier. I'm never doing it the other way again. So, cool. He took my advice and went with it, and he found my way to be easier. And I've learned I'm struggling there trying to strap something down, have this gentleman come up to me and go, you want my advice on how I would strap that down? It's like, and he was super awkward about it. It's like, kind of didn't want to come in and preach to me, but just goes, I've been doing this for years and this is what I would do. And it's like, Oh, um, yeah, my way is stupid. Your way is brilliant. Okay, we're doing this your way from now on. And next time somebody's come and goes, hey, I do it this way, and I'm like, okay, let me try. No, no, I don't like your way at all. You keep doing it your way. If you're helping me, go ahead, do it your way, but I'm going to do it my way. I know sometimes people come and go, help me strap something down, because we always help each other out when we're waiting to load, help each other strap stuff down. People come and ask, how do you want them strapped down? Like, how do you want them fed through the winch? How do you want a twist in the strap? Do you want this? Do you want that? I'm like, um, you're helping me for free? Do it your way. I'm not going to tell you how how to do the job. I go, this is how I do it. You go do it the easiest way that you find you like doing it. Huh. I've gotten myself out of a job, I think. You need a break? Okay, you take a break. You're allowed breaks. I'll take up windrowing from you. Or what's that? And I'll do it differently than you were, yes. Most definitely. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna park this tractor. If you're taking a break. You're old school, you still use rope. Not legal in Canada. But it is legal in some states in the US. Now that California, you're still allowed to use rope. Snow forecast. Great! What in the world? We're in May and they're giving us snow forecast for the mountain passes. What? Come on. Maybe I'm happy I'm broke down. I have to go over the Paulson. Hey, hey, the SUV I have has brand new winter tires on it, so I'll be fine. The rental truck though has slick tires on, no snow tires on that thing, so hmm. Looks like we've gone and run ourselves out of space in there. The way I parked the plow. 80-kilometer wind gust today. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna go kayaking. Yeah, today's a good day to strap everything down. Make sure everything's nice and snug. Yeah, ropes are fine. Ropes, securing a load with ropes, if if you tie the right knot, you can cinch those ropes down really tight. I've seen those guys cinch those loads down, but I like straps better, and it's not legal here, ropes anyways. What am I doing? I'm not grabbing the baler, no way. get stuck in the pond. That's another thing they should do. As you pull your tractor next to water like that, all of a sudden you should be sinking deep into mud. It's like the ground is soft around the pond. They should have ground deformation and leave ruts in the ground. Your tarps are old army tents? Okay, that's kind of cool. Looking forward getting rid of this Massey Ferguson too. I know it's our biggest tractor right now, our best tractor that does the most, but I'm looking forward to get rid of this tractor too. But we're going to start with one tractor, upgrade some equipment, maybe keep the old and the new until we have more modern tractors. But and then we'll definitely get more higher end tractors as we grow the farm. Of course, we need to buy more property too, so this is a painful, slow process which I love. Yeah, I would never run a cheap blue tarp on a big rig, ever. No, you want a thick tarp, something heavy. Can I drive down this road? Yes, I can without getting stuck. Be careful here. Very careful. Yep, I can make that corner. Come on. I don't know what my tarps are made out of, but they're like a rubbery feel to them. It's like a very thick canvas. This is a lot of work, this corner here. What's got 1% diesel in it? Jess said I was running low on diesel. That one's low. This one's literally like out of diesel. Oh boy. You know what? Let's, before we forget, let's see if we can get this thing to the shop. Or else we've shorted ourselves a tractor until we can refuel them. %. I hope it makes it. How long has it been at 1%? doesn't make it. Does this thing have a hitch up front? Yeah, behind the weights there's a hitch. So if we had taken the weights off of it, we could put a drawbar on it, but I think it's too late to take the weights off of it. Put a drawbar on it and tow it to the store. Oh, right. Iron Thunder sent me a picture. I don't want to burn diesel. Messenger. Oh, wow. Oh, that is cool. It's uniquely centralized. Very often photos don't do well when you have it centered this way, but you have rules of third perfectly on the horizon and the plane, so it really pops. Even though the body of the plane is dead on center, it works because the rest of the photo is not centered. The sun is not centered. Nothing else is centered except for the plane is on the top third, but centered. It works. It makes it because it's the only item that is centered. It still uniquely works really well. That is a sweet photo. That I like it. Rensby, that's an interesting statement. I've been known to talk to a friend of mine. I hope so. So 10 seconds after this photo, your phone ran out of battery. Nice. That's actually another good point that I keep trying to make to people. Oops, I just took a photo apparently. Wrong button. To do photography, you can have the cheapest, crappiest camera out there, or a high-end $1,000 camera, and the person with the cheapest, crappiest camera out there will be taking the better photos, because photography has nothing at all to do with the quality of the camera. It's all about composition. Like this photo here is perfect example of rules of third. Dead on center of the photo, right there, there's nothing there. The human eye doesn't look here. The human eyes look off center. Here, the sun, this line right here. The clouds going at an angle over here. We don't look at this over here. Your photo should never have anything interesting right here in the middle. Ever. Nothing interesting should be in your photo over here. If you take all your photos that way, because most people, that's where the interesting thing is. That's where the face goes. That's where, if you take, basically focus here and move your camera slightly over, then snap the picture, or focus here and move the camera slightly up, take the picture, your photos will increase in beauty dramatically by following that one rule, not having anything important in the center of the picture. The thing you're taking of the picture of should not be in the middle. Ever. So Iron Thunder, I don't know if you did that picture on purpose that way, or you just have the natural talent of throwing in rules of third like that, but that's a well done rules of third photo. And the fact that the plane is centered, really, sometimes you can break the rules of third like that. Because there's only one item there that was centered. It was still off-center one direction, but it was centered one direction, which makes it very bold and unique. The fact that just the one item is different than the rest. So it's a solid photo. I love it. Definitely one of those that you got to be proud of. And it is natural to have everything to go centered. Like this tractor right now is center of the screen. Does not make a good photo. If you could get the camera angle so that the tractor is not center of the screen, it makes a better photo. Now the tractor is no longer centered because the camera is focusing on me and not on the tractor. If you zoom out, the tractor is now centered because it's on me. You use a 10-year-old phone for a picture. Yes. People that think, if I could just get that nice fancy camera, I'd be a good photographer. You are fooling yourself. Buying the fancy camera isn't going to do anything for you. If you can't take good photos with a crap camera, you're not going to take good photos with a good camera. So it just happened. You weren't thinking about it being professional. You just took the photo that way. Well, that tells me a little something, that you naturally know how to compose a photo naturally. Spacewalker friends request on Facebook. Cool. I'll have to accept that. So I think if you wanted to, Iron Thunder, I think you could be a really good photographer, good creator. You naturally have the eye to take a good photo. Rules of third. And the other thing, if you have a fancy camera, I'm driving down the road and all of a sudden I see a beautiful scenery. I'm like, I have to take a picture of that. I pull over. You got a fancy camera, you get out your tripod and set up your camera and get the settings just right, and then you go take the picture. No, 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 no. Never, ever do that. Never, ever, ever pull over and go, that is such a beautiful place. I'm going to spend a lot of time composing this picture. No. Bad, 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 bad mistake. What you do is you pull over, pull out your camera, leave it on auto mode, and just take the picture. Click. You've taken the picture. Done. Okay. Now you pull out the tripod, you set up your camera, get all the settings right, and take more pictures. 95% of the time, you know which photo you're going to keep out of all those photos you take? That first snapshot is almost always the right photo to hang up on the wall. So a good photographer will just stop, take the snap, and then try setting it up to take the professional photo. And most of the time, your instinct on that first snap was correct. As long as you have the basics down, like rules of thirds. And another tip, don't stand there to take a photo. Every single person in the world is, okay, lucky, I'll take a look in a second. Every single person in the world is standing upright, standing tall, puts the camera to their eye, and takes a photo. You want your photo to stand out? Lay down on the ground and take that same photo. Climb up that big rock there and take that exact same photo. It's the same photo. No big difference. But it is. The angle makes people go, oh, there's something different here. It catches you. That's my other rule. Never just stand there and take a picture. Get down low, get up higher. Take it at a slightly different angle than everybody else has taken that same photo. Rule is a third, and get up or go down lower. And horizon straight. Look at the horizon and make sure it's straight. That can break a beautiful photo. Okay, Lucky sent photos. Let's go back. Photos of what? Just of your disposable camera? Cool. Yeah, it's good quality photos. Where did I just close it? Okay, there's that. What happened to... I was going to look at the other photos. What's going on here? Lucky, where did you go on here? I can't find you. Oh, what the heck am I looking over here in the background? Hey, Lucky's back. I guess some of those aren't, or lots of those aren't your photos, so those are just shots from online. Anyway, friends request. Friends request. Where's my friends request? I don't see it. Spacewalker, am I blind? Ah, there we go. Confirmed. Ah, those pictures of your two cars that you're currently running. Here, where is it or better price to sell this? Let's take a look at this first. Let's see. We'll be able to harvest these two fields pretty soon. Okay. Better price is at the straw barn right over here. Cool. I'll just back it up and sell it right here. Not fully loaded, but oh, come on. $800, so we're now at 47%. We were at 48 before I bought a bunch of seed and seeded the field. So 48% is the closest we've gotten so far. But we're getting it back. Friends me sent me pictures as well now. Everybody's sending me pictures now. They're not showing up yet. Have to give it a minute. Yeah, I'm collecting from all over the place, but that's okay. Mix it up a bit. Spacewalker, you've got photos of Niagara Falls. Yeah, that's a beautiful place to visit. I've visited Niagara Falls a couple of times. Oh, there we go. Rensme's pictures are up. That's Manitoba, guys. Flat. Love it. That's a beautiful sunset, too. Most of these trees are not naturally grown. They're planted in shelter belts. I miss flatland sunsets. That's really cool. I like that sunset. So how would I... That's not what I want. You see, that's a shifter on my rental truck. Clicking stuff. Oh! Okay, that's some really awesome photos. Yep. Anyway, we're playing games. We're playing games. But yeah, I like my photography. Oop, did I turn that off? Let's turn me back on. Okay. I know, people have different skill levels of photography. Can I tell you a little secret on how to be a good photographer? Take thousands of photos and then throw most of them in the garbage. That's what I do. Don't just pull over and go, hey, that's a cool picture, take one picture. No! You take 10 pictures of the same thing, just slightly different angles, slightly different... Try to get it to focus on something different. Just slightly vary them. Every time you want to take one photo, take 10 instead. Add a 0 to every photo you want to take. Same rule when somebody goes, hey, can you take a picture of us in front of this? Don't take one picture. Take 10. One of them people's eyes are open. And take them at slightly different angles. Rotate the camera to get different angles. That's the other trick. See, I'm telling you all my photography tricks. Take a lot of photos. Rules of third, get down or get high and take lots of photos. And horizon straight. There you go. We got four tips that will make all of your photography so much better. Even if you're throwing a car on a wanted ad or a for sale ad, you want to sell your car and put it on a site, follow those rules and the car will sell for more money and quicker. Oh, am I full? Oh, it's, never mind, it's raised up. Well, that shouldn't stop you from taking good photos. You might have some blurry photos or lots of blurry photos because you're, but that's, in that case, that's where a higher quality camera would be handy because the shutter speed is faster. It doesn't matter if you're shaking your camera. You're not the steadiest shot. Oh, come on, get out of there. Get it out of the ditch. Oh yeah, that's a good tip too, spacewalker. Hold your breath as you take the photo. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at those Niagara Falls photos. Oh, I am full. Nope, I cannot back out of there if I do that. Let's do this. There we go. Can I find Spacewalker on here again? Where did you go? Oh, Lucky sent another picture. I know we're playing a game, but I wanted to look at Spacewalker's photos, but the friend's request has gone away and now I don't know how to find you. Is this? I'm not good at Facebooking. Oh well, I'm sure I'll find it in the future. Especially when Facebook keeps changing things. Anybody that sees the help controllers that pop up in game here for me, like, I think everybody would think I'm playing, well right now they think I'm playing keyboard, but if you look at the buttons, everybody thinks I'm playing with an Xbox controller. Ah, you're helping me find you? I heard the bing. I heard the bing. So if I click on you there, can I get to your page? Pictures, photos. Okay, photos. what pictures you've taken. Timeline? Because photos isn't showing me anything. Nope. It's not showing your... Oh, maybe here. Chris's photos? Ah, here we go. There we go. Oh, sweet. Here, I'll click on a couple that are grabbing my attention. I'll share another secret with you guys, photography. When you take thousands of photos, how do you know which one is a good photo? You've taken thousands of photos, go in your search bar, make the thumbnails big, and then do what I'm doing here right now. Go, hey, that thumbnail looks pretty cool. Hey, that thumbnail looks pretty cool. You scroll down and find the thumbnails you enjoy. And most of the time when you open the thumbnail in the big, you'll have the best photos. If the thumbnail catches your attention, and if a thumbnail catches your attention, that means you've composed the photo right. You got the rules of thirds right. You got all that right. And then you can take that photo and work with it. Slightly adjust the contrast to be a little more realistic, or make the colors more like realistic. I love Niagara Falls. See, another perfect rule of thirds here. Off-center stuff. Nothing is dead on center. Beautiful rainbow. Double rainbow. Cool. The History Guy. You guys watch The History Guy? You guys should watch The History Guy. You guys are into motorcycles, watch Fort 9. If you like puzzle solving, watch Chris Ramsey. If you like, my brain's not working. Parkour. If you like parkour, follow these guys. If you're into space, watch Space Eccentric. Tucker God's pretty awesome to watch too. Gotta watch Mike Petty. I don't know how to pronounce his name. You gotta watch this channel. Yeah, World War II. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Hey, you know what's delicious? Raw.
And of course, I watch Matt from, he's on podcast No Dumb Questions. And I thoroughly enjoy his videos as well. I like Matt because he has strong beliefs. Like the 10-minute Bible hour is a Christian strong beliefs. He doesn't force that on anyone. Like I was saying earlier, politics and religion, we can believe different things and still be friends. Oh, I'm looking forward to a new tractor so much. What am I doing? Oh, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. You can't watch car or truck videos because your OCD would kill you. Yeah, I understand that. I like documentaries. I really, really enjoy. Most of the YouTube I watch is documentaries. Oh yeah, the sky's gone cloudy again. I was hoping that it'd be getting better. I guess we'll just play on. Actually, Lucky might be a good person to bounce this off of. I don't know if you missed that part of the story where I was driving the rental SUV, and they said, when I asked what was wrong with it, like any overheating issues with it, or not the rented SUV, the borrowed SUV from Summit, owned by my boss. Um, the car or the SUV is growling. Driving down the road, it growls at me. Definitely has that growling, grinding sound. When I make a right-hand turn, the sound goes away because when you make a right-hand turn around a corner at a high speed, it takes all the weight off of the right front steer tire. Would you say a wheel bearing is going on that thing, or at least could that be a possibility? And then when I hit the brakes, it makes a sound of a helicopter landing because the brake rotors are that warped. Somebody overheated the brakes big time. More like ball bearings, joints. Okay, so like a CV joint or something like that. But is my theory correct that if you're making a hard right-hand turn and it gets quiet, that it would most likely be the right-hand front tire, or in the drivetrain on the right front because it's taking the load off? I'm not mechanically inclined at all, so I am just kind of guessworking it. That was my theory. My theory was wheel bearing, but yeah, CV joint, something like that in there, ball bearing somewhere in there, could make that growling noise, right? That it's not like a grinding, but it's definitely growling at me. Yeah, so yeah, right front. If you're making a hard right turn, the weight comes off, so it would be on the right front. Okay, cool. I'm not dumb then. I'm like, I might just be making dumb assumptions, but cool. So I'm not. Uh, I know kind of what I'm talking about. My instincts are kind of on spot. Cool. Yeah, when I told our maintenance lead guy, he just goes, did you make it home? I go, yep. He goes, and in that case, the truck's fine. No repair needed. If you made it home, it's fine. Keep driving it. So it's like, so you're saying we're gonna drive it till it breaks? Okay. Oh, okay. You're talking about my book face. Um, it's how do I get to me? Where's me photos? I'll close you back down. Photos. Me photos. Yep, that's me on a swing in a forest. Oh look, I'm an alien too. You see that? You see my reflection? I'm an alien too. So you're looking for the picture of me on the quad in snow. I don't think that's the photos we're looking for. No, stay on me. Is that the one we're looking for? So, I passed it already? Okay. But yeah, I got tracks on the quad. I'm probably going to take them off here in the next week or two, but in the winter I run tracks on the quad. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if you can see, not really in this photo, but there's a big toolbox on the back here. Seconds after this photo was taken, I did another jump. What was it? Maybe this jump or another jump, and the toolbox broke right off. Oops. This was on Mount Apex Mountain, and you can just see we are at the top of the mountains. Like all the other mountains are near the same height as we are. We're at the top playing in snow. There's us on Mount Kobo. I guess Jess took that photo. And the whole valley was filled in with clouds that day. Me doing donuts on the lake. There's some YouTube videos probably of this as well. Me going over a rock slide on the trail. That's the same photo there again. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Tracks are expensive. Were they worth it? I don't know, were they worth it? Those tracks are $1,000 each. It's $4,000 to put those tracks on. Well, no, we didn't get stuck a lot, but we got stuck once in a while. When you're stuck, you are stuck. So you don't get stuck a lot. In fact, there are places I went where snowmobiles were getting stuck and I kept going. You don't get stuck a lot. But you also push it, and when you get stuck, you're going to be, you might as well pull out some snacks and some drinks and stuff and relax and start shoveling. You're going to be there for a while. Spacewalker, do you watch that YouTube channel of ooh, what's he called? Cubby? Cub? quadding? I haven't watched in a while. They're in northern Ontario, I think Dryden, Ontario, and they run tracks on their quad, or on their winter in the winter, Cubby or something like that, Cub X, Cubs. More photos. Today's a photo day. Everybody's sharing photos. How'd this start? Oh, it's not here yet. I have to wait. Oh, I gotta turn this thing on, huh? Think your photos have shown up yet? Oh, question for you. Um, did when is NASCAR starting racing? Middle of May sometime? Okay. I don't know, they're doing weird stuff in NASCAR, so I don't know. I enjoy the racing, but they're doing some weird stuff with this COVID-19 thing. And yes, it can be boring racing for a lot of people, so I understand that it's something that people are not a lot into. Let's take a look again at photos, because yes, more photos have shown up. See, you know rules of thirds. I mean, the horizon is in third, but the plane is in the thirds. That's your mom's plane, right? The black ultralight. Once again, rules of thirds. Even the horizon, even though it's not straight, horizon, rule of third. If you weren't trying to take that kind of photos, you're doing a good job. Once again, the plane is here. It is centered this way, but it is off center side to side. So if you took this photo and cropped right about here, cropped it off right about here, you'd have a perfect rule of third photos. Same with this one. Rules of thirds are perfect this way, but the horizon is too centered. Cropped a little bit off the bottom, or crop a little off the top, whichever looks better. But beautiful photos. Yeah, you have a natural talent there. Lucky, you got plate number on your quad? I do too. I've got plate number on my quad, but all it allows me to do is cross the street. I'm allowed to drive across a highway. I'm not allowed to drive on the highway. We're not allowed to run on highways. Got some more photo. Ah, beautiful clouds. I love prairie thunderstorms and prairie um, um, hailstorms and tornadoes. I only followed 2 tornadoes, but those are fun too. Yeah. The rules aren't really like rules, but if you follow, these are very, very basic, simple rules that everybody can do that'll make every photo you take better. So you go, hey, that looks cool, focus the camera, and then move it slightly left, move it slightly right. Like most cameras, if you hold in the button halfway, you can focus it. If it's on a phone, you can touch the screen and focus where you want it to focus, and move the camera just slightly left, slightly right, or slightly up, slightly down, so it's not centered, and your photos will get so much better just by doing that simple one rule. That is, I think, the most important simple rule that you can follow, and it will make all your photos better. So in Australia, you're allowed to run quads on roads if they're farming areas. Okay, yeah, we're not allowed to run them on the road here. Doesn't stop some people. I often see quads on highways. I have seen side-by-sides flying down the highway long distances. It's like they got the speed, flying down the highway like they're in the car. I'm like, you're lucky there's no cops around. That is so highly illegal. My opinion on that is they should be 100% legal. If you have licensed them, you have proper lights on them, you should be allowed to go on the highway with them. You have insurance so that if an accident, something goes wrong, that you're covered or the other person you hit is covered. It should be legal. Nothing unsafe about them being on the road, as long as they can do the speed limit. And I don't know a modern quad and side-by-side that can't. In fact, sometimes when we've been out quadding, we've gone back to the pickup, and Jess and I just go, okay, we're gonna move down the road. Not like a highway road, logging road. We're allowed to quad on logging roads. You have to have special insurance for it, which we get. It's like, well, instead of loading the quad back on the trailer, I'll take the pickup, you take the quad, and I'll just follow you. It's like, oh, where'd she go? She's long gone. I can't keep up with her in the pickup. She's long gone, and she's not an aggressive driver. It's just the quad is so much more stable and better control that you can fly down the roads compared to the pickup trucks. I'm like, okay, there's some dust coming up from that corner, so I'll go that direction because I think she went that direction. Ah, there she is. Okay, good. Yeah, lights, insurance, and you can do the speed limit. Why wouldn't you be able to be on the highway? BC has laws you can't, so it is what it is. It'd be a lot more fun if we were allowed to be on the highway, because I would literally just leave home with the quad and drive up Carmi. I guess you guys don't know what Carmi is. Carmi is a road that just goes up into the mountains really close to us here. What are my thoughts on e-bikes, electric scooters? Electric scooters are classified as bicycles. E-bikes, I guess, are classified, at least here in BC, they're classified as bicycles. I'm a big fan. I feel the law needs to be updated. I know in this town, I'm sure in other towns, this is a problem. We have people in this town that like to misbehave, like in every town, and do some drinking driving. They lose their license, but because an e-bike or e-scooter, electric scooter is classified as a bicycle, you've lost your driver's license, you get this high-end electric scooter, and they're flying down the road, and you've lost your driver's license, but you are perfectly legal to boot around with those things. So a lot of people have lost their drivers, are running around with those and are incredibly unsafe on the road because They lost their drivers for a reason. So I feel there should be a little bit of more law related to them, but I'm a big fan of them. I also don't want too many laws, because we've got electric bikes in here in town and teenagers are riding on them and they're doing it perfectly safe. So if you now have to have driver's license, you're taking away the rights of these people to ride perfectly safe, commute clean energy, get around town. So I'm hesitant in saying that everybody on a scooter needs a license. Okay, yeah, a spacewalker. That's a perfect solution to that problem of um, put a governor on there to limit the speed to 32 kilometers per hour. It keeps them safe. People can still communicate, but everybody with half a brain can go, "Oh, this thing is governed. How do you make it not governed?" It's easy enough to do that hack at home. And once again, it's only punishing the people that are. It's only punishing the people that are running legal, because the people that aren't running legal and safe are getting around the governor. So I'm hesitant that we want to write rules for e-bikes. But we need to keep the unsafe riders off of them. China, the e-bike limit is 60 kilometers per hour. In Australia, they're pushing for everybody to have a bicycle license. That might be an option. Just because you can't get a driver's license, you still have to go in and register as a bicycle license, and that would allow young people to still get the licenses for bicycles, and maybe force them to have a little plate, a numbered plate on e-bikes. So that way, if somebody is misbehaving, that plate can be reported or caught on camera, and that gets rid of the bad actors. That might be a good way to go about it. Not age limited, but make a registration so that if you behave, there's a way of tracking the person down. I'm a fan. Let's write some laws. I'm not against laws. I'm against stupid laws that punish the innocent. E-bikes in China have number plates, yeah. I think I'd be a fan of that, having number plates. Like in BC, all quads now require number plates. A lot of people were so angry about it, they have to go register. It's like, yeah, I have no problem registering my quad. I don't have a problem with that because I'm following the laws. If you have such a problem, perhaps you're breaking the laws and driving unsafe. And I catch that all the time. We were up on Kobo last year, met a whole bunch of side-by-sides, and they were all drinking beer and riding around extremely recklessly. And it's like they just assumed there was nobody oncoming on the trail. Luckily they were making enough noise I had no problem hearing them. And I just pulled off to the side and waited for the reckless to pass. And then they ran into a forestry officer, a parks officer up on the mountain. A lot of beer was being poured out very quickly. A little funny. I'm not sure what we pay for registration, but it's more than $50. Or not registration. Registration is a one. That was a no. That's not one time either. We have to pay a yearly registration, but insurance is quite a bit more. But registration is not much. Anyway, we're gonna call it a day. Take a break, get some food. This has been a really fun conversation. We went from my crazy weekend of breakdowns, not weekend, week of breakdowns to photography and e-bikes and stuff like that. Yeah, you guys have some good conversations. I thoroughly enjoy this. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow while I'm doing laundry. Have a good rest of the Saturday and a good Sunday, and enjoy. Where are you guys? There you guys are. End stream. Beep.